Yo, what's up? Yuda from BeatLab. Today we're going to check out a few Max for Live devices for the Ableton Push 2, which can expand the capabilities of this already very capable device. Let's check it out. Okay, let's check out the first one, which is actually a built-in. Here I have just an instrument, a reactor, a Minimoog emulation, and I have this sound. And let's load this. This is built in under the core library. You can just go under Max for Live and search expression control. Here it is. Now this MIDI effect, Max MIDI effect, allows us to access all the expression controls on our MIDI controller, which is velocity, mod wheel, and all the rest. But most importantly is the aftertouch. And aftertouch is the pressure sensitivity that we have built in on the push. So if I hit a note and then change the pressure, we can see that is changing in the output of that parameter, of that control. So we can map this to anything we want. For example, let's go and map it to a filter. Let's load a filter, click map, and let's click this frequency. And now it's mapped, and if I can change the pressure. Now right here it's too abrupt, so let's add a rise, let's add a fall, so it's a bit smoother. Nice. And I can even invert it with the minimum and maximum, so when I put more pressure on my fingers, it's going to close the filter. Nice. And we can also use these other slots. Let's change this to also aftertouch, and let's map it maybe to the reverb amount, the send. So when I change the pressure, it's also filtering and adding some reverb. Nice. Now we have another device that is quite similar. It just takes over the pitch bend, and we can do it of course with the expression control, but this is one is kind of built into the device, and it's called Aftertouch Vibrato. Let's load this. Let's turn this off. Nice. And this I just have to, it's already mapped to the pitch bend. You can just change the pressure. So this is just directly to the pitch, but you can have with the expression control more access to other things like we just saw, the filter and reverb. Nice. So those are great two devices that are free. One of them is built in. The other one you can download from maxforlive.com and give you access to use the aftertouch on the push. Awesome. Okay, nice. Now let's jump to the master track. And here on the master track, I have the Map 8. And Map 8 you can download for free if you just download the Max for Live Essentials pack. You can find it on the Ableton website. And this allows us to map up to 8 different parameters to be controlled by this master macros, kind of this master audio effect track. So that means that I can map it to effects that are on different tracks. Right, I can map it here, for example. I can go back to the master track and map it to a send, and map this to a volume, and we can adjust the minimum and maximum, and even add a curve. So this is all great. You can see it on the push, and you can of course control it from the push as well. Let's delete this. Now there's another Max for Live device you can download for free from maxforlive.com, which is Multimapper. And this is the same concept as Map 8. You can map these macros to anything you want in your project. But in this case, we have 4 banks. You can access all of them from the push. I'm just going to click on the Multimapper. And here I have all the different banks for the different macros, A, B, C, D. We also have this bank 5 for some general parameters, general values. And bank 6 for master, so we can turn all of them on each bank if we want. Now there's even a cool feature here. You can morph, so you can add morph between the different banks and also add some curves. So I can open up the mapping, do all the mapping that I need, and even save it as a preset. So this is just kind of like an upgraded version of the Map 8. Really great for live performance when you map all your effects and all your controls to one rack, to one effect, this Multimapper, and then you can right click and lock to control surface, so you always will see it on the push display even as you switch to other tracks. Nice. Next, we have the Strum. Let's check this out. It's a really cool free device from Patches. And what this does, here I have an instrument. Let me arm the track from the push, click and hold. And let's turn off the device. I'm going to hold mute and hit the patch. That's my sound. Let's unmute the Strum. So the Strum just waiting for notes. It's waiting for notes. And then you can use the touch strip to move up and down and strum these notes. Now you do need to change your touch strip to be a mod wheel. So I'm going to hold select, click the touch strip, change into a mod wheel. And now I can hold a few notes. And I can strum them. Now I can also change the mode to density, and this will just repeat constantly the note that the range is on. Let's try that. Let's try that. And you can also add an automatic LFO that will move up and down, both in pluck or density mode. You can just hold the notes. So that's Patches, Strum, really great for free. Check the download link in the blog post, because this is not from max4live.com. It's directly from the Patches website. Nice. Another one that is very similar is Omni Push, which again takes over the mod wheel. So you just need to change your touch strip to be mod wheel. And now I can just hold the note and basically strum it. Now here you have more control from the push on what's going on. So first of all, note range, high range, let's take it down a bit. Let's bring up the low range a tiny bit. Nice. You can change chord through, so that means I can play it and strum it at the same time. I can also add fifths here if I want. And there's even the option to add a key here, a scale. Let's go like, well, not Locrian. Let's go Dorian, and then the key itself, F, right? And let's change also the mode to scale mode. Nice. And now we're just going up and down the scale. We don't even need that freehand is with the chords. Nice, so Omni Push, really awesome because it allows you to kind of combine a different way of playing the notes with the touch strip. So that's super fun, really awesome. Check out Omni Push and Strum from Patches. Next, I'm going to go back to our master track. And here we have a device. Let's unfold it. It's called Safe Push Performance. And it essentially allows you to deselect different buttons on the actual push interface, save it to each either note mode or session mode, and then those will be disabled, which is great for live performance as it allows us to kind of eliminate any mistakes that might, potential mistakes, by hitting certain buttons. So this is more for live performance, but really great utility if you want to cancel out one of these buttons right here on the push. It also allows for different kind of momentary or toggle behavior for the select and shift buttons, and really great to just have it. It's free whenever you perform. Let's delete that. Nice. We don't need the Multimapper anymore. Okay, next one is very cool. It's called a touch strip crossfader. So basically it takes the touch strip and turn it into a crossfader. From here we select push 2. It's turning on, and if we actually show the crossfader in Ableton, we can see that now we're controlling it. Let me just change it back. Right here. We're controlling it. Nice. Now, this is an upgraded version of one of our community members, Omar. He updated the version that is on max4live.com. So download it from the blog post link if you want this version, which also allows to invert how it behaves. And it also allows to custom map the touch strip to anything you want using this map button. So just a small upgrade. But this is really great if you want to use the crossfade and mix between two things, or kind of do a DJ set with the push. Touch strip can behave as a crossfader. Okay, great. Now, next one, we're going to talk about a sequencer that used to cost money, but now it's free, and it's quite amazing kind of showcase more capabilities out of the push. And it's a really fun and great sequencer called Push Pong. So I have it right here, or Pong Deluxe in its latest version. And they do have versions for just Midi, Launchpad, and also the push. So from right here, I'm going to select the push. As soon as I select it, the push grid blacks all the LEDs turn off because now it's ready to use the Pong Deluxe. And essentially it's a sequencer, so you do need to have your play, the transport playing, and now I can hit the pad anywhere to start the first node. Nice, and I do have an instrument after it. Excellent. Before we continue, let's choose a scale here. Let's do like minor pentatonic. Maybe like D sharp. Nice. Now from the push you can control essentially everything. So let's say turn down the note range. Okay, nice. Now if I hit another pad, it's going to add another one. Now if I hit it and they start colliding each other, they're going to trigger a note and also change direction. Which, as you can see, it's super fun. Here we can turn them off. Let's add a few more. Now we can go inside on the push, we can go inside the Pong Deluxe and actually access everything that they have there. So let's go, for example, to the speed. We can speed up or slow down each one. Let's add a few more. Up to 8. Nice, and then we can cancel them from right here. And on each one, we can change the speed, velocity, the length, note length of each one, so we can make them longer or shorter, the chance that they're gonna occur, and some global values. For example, we can turn on a sequencer, we can add swing, the sequencer rate, and the length of the sequencer. Let's turn it off. Nice, and here we can actually turn them on and off, but again, we can also use the scene launch buttons right here, or the time divisions, to turn them back on or off. Nice. Pong Deluxe, really awesome stuff, love it. Let's go back there, note range. Really great stuff, awesome, let's stop that. So that's a Pong Deluxe from Isotonic Studios. You can download it direct from their website and it's free and it's super fun. As you can see, it showcases kind of a different way of using the push as a sequencer, but unlike all the built-in features, just kind of like a new way. So that's awesome, really fun stuff. Next, we have the parameter masher, which is a very cool way of kind of turning your pads into effect triggers. So here I have a group, I have some music. Let's launch it from the push. Okay, nice. I have a beat repeat on the group here, and I have an empty Midi track, and let's load this Max for Live device on it, parameter masher. Nice. Now, this one will allow us to map up to 8 destinations. So let's map one, let's say, to the reverb. Nice. So now let's go into note mode, and we can start playing it. Excellent. And as you can see, as I move upwards, it's going to bring up the value. I can go back down. There's also 3 different modes of triggering. Let's go momentary. And that will always go back down. So we can momentarily open up as much as we want the reverb. Nice. Let's map the second destination to the beat repeat that we have here, just the repeat button. Let's go back there. Nice. Let's see if that goes back. Oh, and we need to change it to momentary. Here we go. Reverb. Excellent. Nice. Now, of course, you can elaborate this to add as many effects as you want in combination of effects. Really great stuff. It also have the ability to automatically select the device or the track, whatever is on it, and control that using the parameter masher. There's also another layout of how it organizes the actual note ranges that trigger those values. So this is really great, fun stuff if you want to turn your pads into effect triggers. Next one is not necessarily just for the push, but it's a very great utility, which is free, which allows you to quantize in real time. So we know that we can quantize from the push simply by recording and then hitting quantize, or even using the record quantization that is built in. But it doesn't allow us to do it in real time. In real time, we'll still have to play it on time as to the best of our capabilities. But this MIDI quantize, just do it for us. Let me stop all the clips from playing. I'm going to hold Shift and then stop clip. All the clips are stopping, and I'm going to hit the play button because it does need to run in order for the quantize to work. And now it's quantized to 16th. Let's turn on the metronome. Oh, well, I'm not triggering that because the track is not armed. Let's click and hold. Here we go. And we should probably turn off the parameter masher. But as you can hear, and I'll demonstrate this again, everything is on time. Oh, we need to turn this off. Okay, let's go back. Right, so everything has been quantized to our metronome in real time, meaning for live performance, when you need to do more complex kind of finger drumming or stuff like that, you can use the help of this real-time quantizer, or if you're doing live looping and you want to make sure you're on time, and you can also change it to triplets and change the division, and how much shuffling there's actually in the live quantization. So real-time MIDI quantization, really great utility for live performance or just performing in the studio. Next one is an exclusive one from us, which is called the MPC Pad Cycler. And as you can see, I have just a drum rack here with a bunch of kick snares and stuff. But on each one, it's actually another drum rack that have multiple kicks, multiple snares, hats, and so on. In between them, we have this free BeatLab MPC Cycler, which will allow us to cycle between each pad samples in various ways, as you can see the direction here. So this is free. All the instructions on how to use it, its own dedicated tutorial video is in the blog post. Check it out. But right now I have a few kicks here. Snares, hats. Right, so everything here is giving a much more expressive kit because each pad have multiple sounds on them that are cycling in all sorts of ways. Check out the MPC Pad Cycler, really fun stuff. And lastly, we have something that actually just use the grid of LEDs for a light show. So this is called SS4V Push Illumination, free. It even have a dedicated website that you can go to. Which is an online editor that allows you to edit whatever colors you want. And you can even do animations here by having multiple pages. You can nudge everything. You can even have some presets here to start with. Okay, so really fun stuff. And all you do is you select a preset, or you make using the editor to make it, and then you get data. And then you paste this. You take this and you paste it here. So you get the data from the editor. Really amazing stuff they did here. And then you can just make a clip. So let's do like just a preset, make a clip. It made a clip. This one, I make sure that it's being sent to the push user mode. Okay, so I'm going to go to user port. And now I can launch it. Okay, and in fact, I do have a whole different script here. So let me cancel that. Okay, nice. Now let's go to user again. And let's launch a few things here. Right, we have this. And a bunch of cool light shows that you can do in the user mode. And again, this is just MIDI that is being sent to the push to user port. So it's just MIDI clips. You can change the velocity, which will change the color. You can make your own, or you can use these accessory devices like the SS4V, which is really great and free and fun. So you can add more kind of visual aspect to your push. Nice. Now I did use a script here, which I had to turn off, but let me turn it on because it isn't, we have to mention this because it's quite amazing. But this is a remote surface script, basically a Python script that you can purchase. It's not expensive at all. We'll probably do a whole different video just for that. But what it does, it expands your push capabilities completely by enabling user mode. And in user mode, you have a whole new world of the push, and it's quite endless, like further, more sequencers, scales. You have, of course, the session. You have things you can kind of chop up clips right here. So if I go and let's launch this clip right here. Right, so I can chop them up, like in real time, or loop them, right? And there's so much more here. Here's the meters you can even use. Look at that, volume meters. So a lot of things here, the drum mode, Notes Plus, a lot of things that kind of take you beyond the push built-in stuff, and it doesn't do anything to the built-in mode because it's all live under the user mode. So the factory is all still there, and in user mode you have even more things that you can mess around with. That's called Arsenal by Native Control. Nice, so if you want to know more about the push, we do offer a 6 weeks push course at school or online. Check out our website for more details. There's also educational discounts for all the signing up students, and we go extremely deep into this marvelous device and even beyond, as you saw just now. That's it. Catch you next time.